All rise. The court is now in session, folks. Judge VB has got a front row seat to the drama. This isn't a case of stolen candy. It's a case of he's been around town with other women. Yes, we're diving into the scandalous life of Mr. Harper. Grab your popcorn. So, Mrs. Harper is standing up there, ready to drop a bombshell. She claims she's about to call it quits with Mr. Harper because, shocker, she believes he's been servicing some, let's say, questionable clients. Apparently, Mr. Harper's version of pool maintenance includes checking out women in bikinis. Yeah, because who wouldn't want to inspect the pool while getting a glimpse of some swimwear?
I have reason to believe that he's been involved with other women, and we have 2 children. We've only been married 2 years, and I'm devastated.
All right. How old are your children?
They are 2 and 6 months.
Oh, you have little babies.
We do.
Okay.
We do.
All right. So you said you have reason to believe. What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, we're in the pool business. My husband, soon to be ex-husband, is in the pool business, and you know, he's going out to these pools after they're finished. I mean, these women are in their bikinis. They're laying out. Why does he need to be over there? He's saying that he's just servicing.
Honestly, folks, if this isn't a red flag, I don't know what is. The man's out there working in the pool business, but the only thing he's really servicing is his ego. And apparently, his ego requires him to send texts late at night to the ladies who were just lounging by the pool. How professional.
I don't know what he's servicing. But
Servicing the pool after hours?
That's a good question. That's a good question. So, yeah, I mean, I looked at his phone one day. I mean, it was just because I needed to check on something because I'm in the business too. I'm the secretary.
Okay.
And there's these women, these customers that are texting him. And, I mean, it was, I can't even repeat what some of these texts
The customers that are in the swimsuits?
So they're the women of these pools that have been put in, and they're texting him long after the pools have been put in.
Ah, yes, classic move. When in doubt, snoop. Mrs. Harper finds a few innocent text messages from these women, discussing pool matters, except they seem to be sending more than just poolside updates. These ladies have questions about, well, their personal lives too.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what are you seeking here today?
Well, basically, I just can't bring my children up in this kind of situation. And I basically want to leave with the children. And, you know, he makes a lot of money. Our business makes a lot of money. But when I leave, I'm not going to have that. So I need to keep the lifestyle that my children and I have had. They go to private school, and we have a nanny. And so I need to continue that so that their lives aren't disturbed. And we live in a house, $500,000, and I need to maintain something similar so that it's not a big adjustment for any of us.
Now, Mrs. Harper is laying down the law. She wants to keep living like a queen, with the kids in private school, and not a hair out of place in their beautiful lifestyle. Don't worry, she's not asking for too much, just for Mr. Harper to continue his rich man duties. Apparently, a new house and a nanny are at the top of her list, with Mr. Harper picking up the tab. Well, it's only fair. He did provide all those lovely poolside distractions.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of questions. Private school, do you all pay tuition for that?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. How much is it? If you were to break it down monthly, because I know tuition sometimes isn't a monthly thing.
It's about $1,800 a month.
$1,800. What kind of private school is it?
It's a good private school.
Oh my gosh. They teaching the baby how to drive?
Well, the baby's not there yet, but he will
Well,
be.
the 2-year-old, right?
Well,
That's still a baby for $1,800.
It's a tuitional, I mean, you grow with the school, so.
Does the tuition payment grow too?
No.
Oh, okay. So it stays at $1,800.
It stays, yeah.
Okay.
Once they're accepted, they're accepted.
Okay, I follow you now. So if we were to break that down monthly, that's about $150 a month. What about the nanny? How much does she cost monthly?
I mean, he pays most of the bills, so he can probably answer that better.
Okay. Have you already started looking at other homes, other apartments, or anything like that?
Yeah, You know, there's a couple other homes in the neighborhood that I'd really like to move into. I think that would be the least disruptive to me and to the kids.
Okay.
So, yeah. And
would you be renting out those homes?
Basically, I would like to buy one.
Okay.
So that we can maintain the same lifestyle that we've had.
Okay. If you were to buy a home, the homes that you were looking at, what are you looking at on mortgage?
About $3,000 a month.
Okay.
But again, I mean, I would think he would need to pay the majority of that.
Okay. So you want him to buy you a home, you and the children a home?
I mean, I would call it spousal support. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about any other bills that you would potentially have to pay?
So, you know, I think he should keep paying for the nanny and the private school.
Okay.
And, you know, I have been only working part-time. And of course, I would not want to keep working in the business with him and these customers who are still coming around. So I would have to find a job, and that could take a really long time. So I would think he should pay everything until I find something where I can work part-time.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to him?
So here's the thing. $1,800 a month for a toddler's private school must be one heck of a school. I bet they teach those little ones how to balance checkbooks before they can walk. Meanwhile, the nanny is also getting paid a pretty penny for all the work. But don't worry. It's not like Mr. Harper doesn't make bank in his prestigious pool business. At least that's what he says.
Well, just don't believe his excuses about these women. That's all I can say.
Oh, okay. All right. Mr. Harper?
Well, there's no excuses about any of the women. I had developed this business long before we got married.
Okay.
And we've been married a couple of years. And
Mr. Harper, the man, the myth, the pool legend, he insists he's just maintaining his business by checking in on the clients. You know, because checking up on clients after hours in their swimsuits is totally normal. No ulterior motives, just some good old poolside business chats. And sure, the texts and photos might look a bit shady, but hey, who's judging?
I've worked hard to get this business to where it is. I've got a great staff. I've got a great team of crews out there working. And you know, one of the things that I do is I go out and I make sure the work's quality work so I can put my name on it. Do I take care of my clients after we've put in a pool? Absolutely.
Well, your definition of taking care, is it what she's thinking?
No.
Okay.
It's I maintain contact with my clients, and they contact me if there's an issue, if they've got questions.
He maintains contact.
And I go out and I see those clients because that tends to give me more referral business. And I'm not having to spend as much on marketing and advertising as I would if I didn't have that referral business.
Okay.
So I want to make sure I keep in contact with all those clients.
Why are these women saying that, come over, I'm going to be laying out?
They tell me whatever they want to tell me. That has nothing to do with.
So you go join them while they're laying out?
Well, I mean, if they're out by their pool, they're out by their pool. That has nothing to do with my business.
Do you join them in the pool?
No.
Okay.
I saw a picture. One of those texts had a picture of you in the pool.
I don't.
What were you doing in the pool? You were checking the depth?
I don't remember ever seeing that picture. So now I will say this: she has imagined a lot of stuff that goes on.
She has a good imagination.
Very good.
Oh,
and
okay.
she does work part-time as the secretary, but her primary job is to take care of the kids.
Okay, so you'll agree with everything she said about taking care of the kids and everything like that.
And she does a fairly good job when she's there.
Oh, what does that mean?
Primarily, the nanny does all the work for taking care of the kids.
Speaking of the nanny, how much do you pay her a month?
We're actually paying her probably a little less than what we deserve, but it's probably about $1,200 a month.
Okay.
And
so you make pretty good money. How much money do you make in this pool business?
Well, I've been averaging about $280 a year.
But it could be higher?
It could be.
Or it could be lower?
It depends on the market.
Okay.
He's not even being truthful about that. He makes over $300.
He makes over $300? Okay. Is that true, Mr. Harper?
No, that's not true.
So where did she get that from?
Well, I mean, it's her lifestyle. I mean, she likes going out and with her girlfriends and having her lunches and having her, you know, her spa days and
Therapy sessions.
You know, I pay
You
for.
call your spa days therapy sessions?
No, I'm going to therapy because of what he's putting me through.
Now, let's talk money. Mr. Harper insists he's just scraping by with a modest $280,000 a year from the pool business. But Mrs. Harper, she's got a different number, over $300,000. Sounds like someone's padding the stats. And honestly, can you blame her? She has to keep up with her spa days and therapy sessions, right? Spoiler alert, we all know who's paying for those.
Oh, okay. You sure it's not what your imagination is putting you through?
I imagine
Because he said you are imagining all of this.
I mean, why not throw in the therapy excuse? It's a classic. Mr. Harper's constant poolside escapades are clearly taking a toll on Mrs. Harper's mental health. Because nothing says healing like a good spa day and some deep therapy sessions. Just make sure they're fully covered under her new lifestyle plan.
I imagine he was a good guy, too, a couple of years ago when I said I do. So, yeah, only in that do I have a good imagination.
Oh, okay.
So not only do I maintain the house and maintain the bills and take care of all that, I also have the kids on my insurance, her on my insurance.
How much is the insurance for just the children?
$309.
$309, okay.
Yeah. And, you know, that's important to me. I want the kids to be safe. I want the kids to be brought up in a good, wholesome environment.
Wholesome.
And she, you know,
You're not
she
even
gives
home
everything
at
off to the
night.
nanny.
Ma'am, let him speak. I gave you an opportunity to speak. He did not interrupt you while you were speaking. I promise I will get back to you. Continue, Mr. Harper.
She doesn't, she pretty much hands everything off to the nanny and requires the nanny to take care of all that. She's got a pretty cozy lifestyle.
Ultimately, the court focused on the financial realities of the situation. Mr. Harper's higher income and established business made him the more stable financial partner, and he was not legally obligated to continue paying for all of his wife's expenses. The judge also noted that while Mrs. Harper wanted to keep up her high-maintenance lifestyle, there was no compelling reason to continue funding private school and a nanny, especially since she hadn't worked full-time in the business for a while. Though Mr. Harper didn't escape unscathed, he was still expected to support his children and maintain some level of care. He prevailed in maintaining control of the business and minimizing the spousal support he would have to provide. In short, the case revealed that while suspicion may fuel emotional decisions, the financial balance of power was clearly on Mr. Harper's side, and that ultimately won him the case. And that's it for today's episode of Court Drama, where everyone loses. Remember, folks, if you're ever stuck in a mess like this, just remember, a court order is the gift that keeps on giving. But hey, at least you don't have to deal with it alone. See you next time, hopefully in less drama.